Guy, welcome to Charlton, welcome to English football. What attracted you to this job?
First, fan for the England football. I think it's the most interesting football in the world. And I saw a lot of games in the Premier League, in the Premiership, and I think the tempo and the rhythm and the atmosphere in the field, it's fantastic. And it's great to be here, great challenge.
Will you set yourself and the players a target for the remainder of this season?
Our first target, I think, that need to be to stop the bad momentum and to start to bring result. And after that, we will see.
How would you describe your management style? How would you introduce yourself to the Charlton supporters?
First, I'm a kind of guy that hate to lose and like to win. And football is my love, it's my passion, and I will do everything that the squad come every game, every training with a lot of passion, with 100%, and with a lot of to create a result, and I hope that every game that we finish, the fans know and the media know that Charlton make 100%, that they bring everything to the field.
Have you been given any sort of indication that you will have money available to you this month to improve the squad?
I'm only 12 hours or 20 hours here, and I'm focused now only about the next game against Watford. After the game against Watford, we will start to see what we will do.
What do you know about the players? What do you know about the club?
I saw a couple of games of Charlton. Also, when I was a coach of Standard Liège, I follow about Charlton because some players of Standard played here, and also, as I said before, the England football, it's very, very interesting me, and is for me is the favorite in the world, and I think Charlton is a good base of players, good base of squad, and we need to fix what we need to improve the team.
What's the plan concerning your backroom team?
It's I'm short. I even don't start, to coach the team and to work with the squad that give you the answer what my plan, and my plan for the future with the team. First, I need to work with the squad, and after that, and I will say to the squad first our planning to the future.
There have been some reports that players in the squad perhaps wanted a manager with more experience in English football, perhaps more experience in the Championship. How would you address those issues early on?
Do you know? When I arrived to Belgium last 18 months ago, a lot of people in the media and also the squad, in the club, say I don't have any experience in the European football and I don't know the Belgium league. And in the end, in my first season, except because only the strange system in Belgium that they cut the point, will not take the champion. But we take the most point in the league, and we took the champion already.
And you did leave Standard Liège
Yes.
under the ownership of the current Charlton owner.
Yes.
Has that impacted on your relationship at all with him?
I have good relationship with the owner of the club, and also when I finished my job in Standard Liège, we have good relationship.
I'll bring in Katrine. Katrine, was Guy the only candidate considered for the job?
As soon as we went live with the sacking of Bob Peters, within an hour I had 20 applications already, so obviously there were several candidates. But on Monday evening, late evening, it became clear that he was a favorite. So
Was he the only one you interviewed then for the job?
No, but
Did you consider managers from within English football?
I think most managers that didn't make it to the job, they wouldn't like me to disclose this kind of information.
Without naming names, can you say if you consider
No.
English-based managers? You said on Monday that it was important to make this appointment the right one. Did you have enough time to make sure a guy is the right manager for the job, the right head coach for the job, and what was your thinking? What do you feel makes him the right one?
Yeah, I mean, what makes him the right one is he's proven that he can remain his calmness and be very good at his job in very difficult moments. And Charlton is having a bad momentum, like he said, and he's proven that at Standard Liège that he can perform under pressure, which is a really good quality.
From boardroom level, what are the long-term ambitions for Charlton?
Obviously, we want to be competing in a championship level. Like we started off the season basically, and now we had a bad run and we had to stop that. But we want to make some good results again, and in the future improve our squad and see where we end up.
As we talked about, the owner dismissed Guy from the job in Belgium. What message do you think that then sends out to appoint him again here?
Well, I don't think it's because, especially in football, so many managers are being sacked, or for some football players it doesn't work out at a certain club, but it doesn't mean that they cannot be successful in another club.
And how would you reassure those supporters who are perhaps worried about the direction that the club is taking?
Which direction do you mean?
Appointing a manager who was dismissed by the same owner.
Whether he was dismissed by the same owner or not doesn't make any sense, but doesn't make any difference. Although I think it can even mean we employed somebody which we know the qualities. It also goes for employees that work for me. If one of my best employees, he was referred to me by somebody had working experience with him, and I think it's the same for managers. Can be true.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Guy, can I just ask, obviously you say your relationship with the owner is very good. Does it worry you, the fact that Charlton, in a year since he's taken over, you're the fourth manager? Do you feel under pressure right from the start of taking this job?
First, I love the pressure. Pressure is it's part of the game, and coach who is not can handle in pressure, he has problem. You need to maybe to change the job. In football, in the professional football, you must to bring result, and if you don't have the ability and the quality to bring the result, you go home.
And obviously, the Championship, certainly in England, is viewed as one of the most competitive leagues. Is that the opinion that's held in Europe? When you were in Belgium, did you see any of the games from the Championship?
So what I'm impressed that the higher tempo of the league, and most of the time the stadium is full, and the atmosphere is great. And it's England. You cannot compare the football in England to any country in the world.
And obviously, Charlton had quite a mixed season so far. They had that unbeaten run, and then obviously the run that followed it, which led to the sacking. Do you think it's realistic for the club to perhaps make the playoffs this season?
I think that the club don't need to think so far away. The club only need to think about the next game and to make everything to bring the good result.
By the way, can I just make a point for everybody which may have been missed, and that is that the continuity of our specialist coaches, fitness, sports science, physio, Guy's going to be working with them. Guy's not bringing in a whole team of assistants, which very often happens when managers change. So although we've had a number of head coaches or managers, whatever you want to call them, have changed, a lot of our infrastructure is as was.
Richard, the contrast of the chopping and changing of managers is very different to how it was when you were in charge. What's your opinion on that development?
Well, I was thinking about that driving in. I mean, the facts are Guy is our fourth manager, but I think you have to look at the the reasons behind all of them. Chris was not seen as the long-term manager by the owner, and we made a change. I think everybody was aware of it. We had to get in somebody quickly, and Jose Riga was given a 4-month contract, which he fulfilled and did a good job. I think everybody would agree with that. New season starts, the owner had to pick his next manager. Of course, Jose was considered one of those, but he decided to go with Bob Peters. We had an excellent start, and I think everybody was pretty happy with the style of play and the results we were getting. Circumstances have changed. So if you want to put maybe a blame on, one of the changes, it's probably Bob, because he was picked and then he's been let go. But I think with the others, it's slightly unfair. And let's hope Guy's with us for a long time and we can, resurrect it.
Guy, what have you been told the targets are for this season?
I said before that the main target is to stop the bad momentum and start to bring result. After that, we will see what happens.
Have you got a personal target in mind?
If what?
Have you got a personal target in mind? Perhaps the playoffs?
First I need to work with the team and to know them better, and after that I will know what the quality and what our target.
You were talking about the standard liège job there. Obviously at one stage that was going really well for you. What was it you think went wrong in the end?
What is wrong in the end? Football. First, we make a lot of changes this year, and second, in football, it's not the history. It's not so important. If you don't bring result, you go home. And
do you feel like you've got the backing of the club's fans? A lot of them wanted Adam Kirby's back.
Sorry?
Do you feel like you got the backing of the club's fans? Because a lot of them, on social media were saying they wanted Adam Kirby back.
Charlton fans.
The Charlton fans. I tell you honestly, I don't know what happened here with the fans and what they said, because I didn't read what they say, and I don't know what happened.
Do you have a message to the fans?
The message to the fans? In this team, it's not really important who is the coach, me or other guys. It's important that the team will bring result, because I'm not a tennis player. I'm a part of the team, and we'll do the maximum to bring result, and that the fans will go after every game happy.
What style of play can we expect from Charlton under your managerial reign? Do you like the long ball, or do you want players to get it down and pass?
In football, you cannot say it, because when you have the space to move the ball, move the ball. When you don't have the space to move the ball, you don't need to be naive to lose the ball and to get goals in the counter-attack. As the players need to feel and we work about the situation in the game. And of course, when we have the space, we move the ball, and we don't have the space, we go forward quickly. It's very important that you need to do everything to bring result. And if you need to bring result when you play fast and quick forward, it's okay. And if you need to bring result when you move the ball, it's also okay. It depends what the quality of the squad that you have, and you need to adapt the quality of the players to your system.
And who have been the managerial influences in your career? Who are the managers you look up to?
If you start to copy another managers, you lose yourself. And I learn a lot from the German football, from the Spanish football, from the Premier League. But if one guy that I can say I admire him, it's Ferguson, about the stability and the passion of the game after he take a lot of titles, and of course he's a legend.
Can you confirm the futures of maybe Katrin can answer, of Damian, Matthew and Ben Roberts? Are they remaining at Charlton?
Yeah. So Guy came on his own, and I think it was an important point to be made. Because some people will say the lack of English experience, but we have so much now, and we have a good team. And Guy will perfectly fit in that section.
So they're remaining at Charlton?
Katrin, Guy had obviously a good start at Standard, a great impact on a short time. Is that what you're looking for in Charlton? A big impact on
Well, I would like him to be our next Alex Ferguson, so I would sign for that.
It's not for the short period, like he was in Sadar. You came in a difficult
No.
team and you ended up second.
I will be honest with you. In football, sometimes you sign for 5 years, and after two months you are home. Sometimes you sign for 1 month and you stay 10 years. In football, we can say what we want. It's all about the result. You bring result and the club will be happy, and I'm happy, I will stay. I will not bring result, I will not be here. It's very easy.
Charlton recently signed Tony Watt. I believe he's a player well known to you.
Hmm. Yes, I know.
You work with him in Belgium,
Yes,
correct?
yes,
Yeah. What do you make of him?
He's a young guy. He's, I think, improved a lot in the last 2-3 months, and have a lot. And he has a lot of place to improve. He need to work a lot, and he's a good player.
And have you trained with the squad at the moment? Have you taken training?
No, my first training will be tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Have
When
met
you
the
left,
squad?
sorry, Karen.
Have you met the squad? Have you spoken to them players?
No, tomorrow I will see them. Today they have a day off, and I don't even want to disturb them.
What do you make of the other standard Liège or former standard Liège players? We have Tal Ben Aim and Yoni Berens.
Yes, I think it's a big advantage that I know some players from my last period in the Standard Liège, and it can only help me.
When you left Standard Liège, what did the owner say to you? Did he say you will get a job somewhere else?
What?
When you left Standard Liège,
Yes.
you didn't leave completely.
Yes.
You've obviously been retained by the owner.
Yes.
Is that what he said to you? He said you would get another job at some point.
No, he didn't promise me nothing, and I have also some suggestion for some team in Europe, and it was not fit to me to take it, and I don't even think that I have the chance now to come to Charlton. But when he called me Monday and he told me that it will be good if I come to Charlton, I was happy.
So you were happy to work for a man who'd already fired you?
I told you before that in football, when you don't bring result, you will go home. It's not matter if the president love you or don't love you. It's not about love.
The Championship is a very, very difficult league to succeed in. Managers and head coaches do not last very long, especially if the owner is foreign, it seems.
Okay.
This doesn't worry you at all?
I look at you worried. I don't worried. Football is my love, and you are not very worried when you love something and when you have the knowledge and.
Not on the first day of work, anyway.
Yes, I'm not afraid for football, and I say also to my players we have a lot of luck that our job it's our hobby, and I never feel in my life that I worked, and maybe I'm young, 39, but I started to be a professional coach 14 years ago, and I never feel that I work one day in my life.
Have you spent much time in England before?
Yes, I saw a lot of games of Chelsea, of Liverpool, of Man City. Also, when Sven-Goran Eriksson was the coach of Man City, I visited the club 1 week. I visited a lot of clubs in Europe, in Dortmund, in Mainz, in Barcelona, in Atletico Bilbao. I visited when I was the coach of under 21. I wasted these 3 years to visit a lot of clubs and to improve my knowledge, and I learn a lot also from when I met football.
Have you noticed the fans' reaction on social media? It's not been very positive. What do you think of the response? Is it unfair?
Well, they have their opinion, they're the fans, and that's, I mean, I would be more worried if they were not passionate about their club.
Catherine, when Guy left Standard Liège, a statement came out from Standard Liège saying he would be kept in Duchâtelet's empire, so to speak. Will the same be said for Bob Peters?
Not to my knowledge, no.
Guy, how do you look forward to living in London compared to living in Belgium?
I will be honest, London is some of the best place in the world, and you cannot compare the life in London to the life in Liège. I make a real upgrade.
Guy, Uni Boyens has been a very important player for Charlton.
Yes.
Obviously, he's played under you before. He didn't play too much, I understand, when you were at Standard. Is that true?
First, he played a lot of games in Standard last year. I don't think he didn't play too much, and we have a strong team last year, and he played, I think, approximately 20 games, and when he played, he did it well, and it's for me, as I said, it's a good advantage that he's in the squad.
Yeah, there's been some suggestions that maybe you and him didn't always see eye to eye. Is there any truth in that?
What?
There's some suggestions that you and Uni Boyens maybe didn't have the best relationship at times. Is there any truth in that?
No.
All right, can I just say something at this point? Taking the gentleman's question there about social media and what have you. It is important that we all pull together, and I really hope the fans give Guy every chance, as they did to Jose Riga and as they did to Bob Peters. But in my opinion, the most important relationship by a long way is between the owner and the manager. There's got to be trust there, otherwise he's not going to get backing and what have you. And by backing, that means bringing players in and what have you. So I think in many ways, yeah, we all hope Guy's the right guy. Everything is a risk. But I think the main thing is he has a relationship with the owner. And I think that's a good start. Because if you get somebody totally unknown in, it's either you give total carte blanche to the manager, which I don't think is the owner's style, or you don't. And I'm quite pleased that they've continued to have a good relationship. I think that will help us in the long run.
Actually, and the owner isn't here today. Is there any reason for that at all?
No, I mean, I get this question asked a lot why he doesn't come to games, but...
No, but this one in particular, this press conference.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't plan for this, obviously, otherwise he would have been here. He's a very busy businessman, but he called just before the press conference, and so he's obviously involved, and he knows what a big change this is, but he has me here to give him the info that he needs.
Does he plan to go to Watford on Saturday, do you know?
No, I think like I said before, fans really want the owner to come to games, but he's such a busy man that, to be honest, I don't want to waste his time. Or when he's here, I want to get the time with him that I need, and give him the time with the staff that he needs, rather than sitting next to each other for 90 minutes watching a football game.
Okay, last one from...
Yes, Guy, you told it yourself, you're a young coach. You played in the Europa League, you played for the title in Belgium. Do you feel like maybe this is a small setback, second division for you?
This is the truth that I have more than, I don't know, 40 games in Europe League, and also international games in the under 21, but it's a big step for me, because a lot of famous players and famous coaches, the dream of them that to come to be coach in any league, and also in the Premiership. And from the Premiership, is the top, and from here, the sky is the limit.
So this might be the first step to ever become a Premier League coach?
Of course, every coach in the world, his dream is to be a coach in the Premier League. But we don't need to think so far. We need to think only about the next game against Watford, and to make everything that will bring the good result for them.